As per reports, Lockheed Martin F-16 fighter jets, operated by Taiwan's Republic of China Air Force, also known as ROCAF, have test-fired AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missiles, or AMRAAMs, for the first time on the island. The missiles were thought to have been launched from a pair of recently upgraded F-16V jets, which had reached initial combat capability last March. The United States had restrained the ROCAF from conducting live-fire drills with the AMRAAM to address Chinese sensitivity. But this seems to have changed, and as per Taiwan's Liberty Times, Washington has granted permission for this test after continuous incursions into Taiwan's southwestern airspace by Chinese military aircraft and the tense international situation in the South China Sea. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Taiwan's American-made F-16Vs, armed with AMRAAM, would be a major headache for China. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. The AMRAAM test took place southeast of Taiwan, which has seen most forays by Chinese People's Liberation Army Air Force (PLAAF) aircraft. 4 two-seat F-16-5s were reportedly part of the live-fire mission, launching from Chiayi Air Base early on the morning of May 10th. Each jet was said to be armed with 2 AMRAAMs and 2 short-range AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. Liberty Times reported planes 1 and 3 each launched an AIM-120 AMRAAM hung on the right wingtip, and they all hit the target drone accurately. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense did not provide any comment on this. While the ROCAF conducts weekly combat readiness drills, including live-fire training, with air-to-air, anti-ship, and air-to-ground weapons, this is the first time AMRAAM was used. Previous live-fire trials of the AMRAAM have been conducted by the ROCAF, but all have been over U.S. territory. Viewers may note that the relationship between Taiwan and the United States is unofficial and informal, and is governed by the Taiwan Relations Act. The Taiwan Relations Act is designed to maintain ambiguity and does not state if the USA will or will not intervene militarily if the PRC attacks or invades Taiwan. Under the Act, the U.S. is obligated to sell arms of a defensive character to Taiwan. The AIM-120 AMRAAM is a medium-range, air-to-air missile designed to meet the requirements of the United States and several allied nations. The AIM-120 missile is faster, smaller, and lighter than its predecessor, the AIM-7 Sparrow medium-range missile. It also has improved capabilities against low-altitude targets. AMRAAM incorporates an active radar seeker with mid-course inertial navigation. This makes it less dependent on aircraft's fire control radar and hence multiple AMRAAM can be fired by a single aircraft simultaneously against different targets. To improve the kill probability against a high-value target, an aircraft pilot may also decide to fire multiple AMRAAMs against the same target in parallel. It has a blast fragmentation warhead that gets triggered by a proximity fuse. AIM-120C variant, possessed by Taiwan, has a range of more than 105 kilometers, or 65 miles, and a max speed of Mach 4. The F-16 is a single-engine, supersonic, multi-role fighter aircraft originally developed by General Dynamics, which is now Lockheed Martin, for the United States Air Force. It was primarily designed to be an air superiority day fighter, but has evolved into a successful all-weather multi-role aircraft. Over 4,500 aircraft have been built since production started in 1976. The U.S. Air Force no longer buys it, but it's still being built for exporting, and there's a good demand for the fighter. It has a max speed of Mach 2 and a combat radius of 340 miles or 550 kilometers. The fighter can be armed with a wide range of air-to-air, air-to-ground, and anti-ship weapons. Taiwan received 150 F-16s in the 1990s. Though initial variants of F-16 have been retired in countries that used to operate them, such as Israel, Egypt, and the US, Taiwan, along with Pakistan and Venezuela, remain as major operators. The F-16 has seen many upgrades over the years. The latest, F-16V standard, has the Northrop Grumman AN APG-83 Scalable Agile Beam Radar SABRE, which is a multi-function active electronically scanned array AESA radar. Other upgrades include new mission computers, an improved electronic warfare suite, modern avionics, and the ability to integrate precision-guided weapons. The addition of these has made the F-16 a very potent platform even against more recently developed fighters. Taiwan's Air Force has activated its first squadron of F-16V Fighting Falcon fighter jets, upgraded indigenously with American support earlier this year. This capability is part of the Phoenix Rising program and is aimed to keep the fighters in optimum condition with a lower maintenance period. Taiwan will also receive 66 new American-made F-16 fighter jets in the biggest arms sale to the self-governing island in years. The deal was finalized last year. It will get the latest Block V variant of the Lockheed Martin built fighter. The deal is around $8 billion, and the country is expected to receive them starting in 2023. China has seen a high level of economic growth, and with that fund, it's made a lot of progress in military hardware. China spends more than 20 times on defense when compared to Taiwan. Chinese fighters and bombers routinely violate Taiwan's airspace, and this has increased significantly in recent times. It's also filled its coastlines with missiles that can strike Taiwan's military assets. In this scenario, an upgraded fleet of F-16 armed with AMRAAM is essential for Taiwan. F-16 is one of the most successful fighter jets in history. The latest variant of the F-16 will be a challenge for any Chinese fighter, including PLAAF's best fighter, the Chengdu J-20. AIM-120 AMRAAM is considered to be one of the best air-to-air missiles. F-16V with AIM-120 is a formidable duo, and if used with correct planning, will inflict a massive toll on Chinese forces. The message is clear. The U.S. is standing with Taiwan. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.